Welcome to Fewer Things Better. This is the place for all of us who are big on goals and short on time. Together, we'll explore smart, simple ideas on how to retrain your brain and unlock your life. I'm your host, Kristin Graham. Let's get started. As I am recording this episode, my foot is propped up on a chair next to me because I somehow managed to sprain my heel. Not entirely sure what caused it. It was either dancing around the kitchen with my dog or stepping off an outdoor step. Either way, it wasn't exactly a glamorous injury, but isn't that how most things go? The moments that suddenly demand our full attention aren't often dramatic or certainly not well-timed. There are these small cracks in the system that become unavoidable. Like when the power goes out and suddenly you remember how many things actually depend on electricity. The same is true of our health. We tend not to think about it until we have to. There's a great saying I've always loved that says, if you do not pick a day to rest, your body will pick one for you. Certainly true for me right now. Which is why investing early and often in both physical and mental health can help offset the debt we might face later otherwise. The bottom line on top of this episode is that health is the most undervalued asset in our portfolio until we start losing it. So let's talk about how to build that wealth before we're forced to. In financial planning, there's a lot of talk about compound interest. The earlier you invest, the more return you get later and over time. And the same is true for our own health. Habits built today are what your future self will live with or pay for. Chronic illnesses like heart disease and diabetes are often rooted in lifestyle choices, and they develop quietly over time. But the good news is that prevention works the same way. Even small daily decisions can add up to huge returns in the future. And research confirms this. Consistent attention to sleep, hydration, movement, and stress management significantly reduces the risk of chronic disease, boosts your mental health, and improves overall day-to-day energy. Which brings us to what researchers call the foundational 4. Simple, science-backed actions that build resistance and resilience over time. The first is sleep. Sleep isn't just rest, it's repair. It's when your brain clears out waste you've been carrying around, your hormones rebalance, and your memory consolidates. Chronic sleep loss is linked to higher risks of disease, obesity, depression, and burnout. See episode 123 for more on the superpower of sleep. Next up in the foundational 4 is hydration. The human brain is composed of 80% water. And even minor dehydration can impair our cognitive functions like memory and attention. Episode 89 talks about the benefit of drinking water, especially within the first 30 minutes of waking up, and how doing so enhances brain function and can kickstart your physical energy. Water fuels cellular function, digestion, mood, and focus. In fact, research has shown that being just 1% dehydrated can lead to a 5% decrease in your cognitive function that very same day. The third is movement. And listen, you don't need a gym membership or some perfectly structured routine that starts early in the morning. Short bursts of movement in any capacity can increase your circulation, elevate your mood, and sharpen your focus. And movement is a great kickstart to the day. Going back to episode 89, there's a lot shared there about how engaging in even a minute of activity shortly after you wake up, like stretching or deep breathing or light exercises, can stimulate blood flow, enhance your alertness, and flip the on switch in both your body and your brain. The final foundational four is nervous system regulation. We often assume that mental and physical health are separate categories, but your brain and your body don't make that distinction. Chronic stress keeps our body stuck in fight or flight mode. Your body gets overwhelmed with cortisol. So even brief amounts of breath work and mindfulness can help activate the parasympathetic nervous system. And that helps calm the internal noise and relax the body, or at least take it off high alert. Neuroscience studies have shown that long-term stress literally shrinks the prefrontal cortex. That's a part of the brain responsible for our decision-making, our focus, and even expressions of our personality. It's not just burnout we're talking about here, it's structural change. This is why recovery isn't optional or for later. It's not a reward we get after the work. It's part of the work. Health, our health, isn't a one-day priority. It's a long-term asset. And the more we tend to it in the everyday, unglamorous moments, like this ice pack on my foot, the more we build a buffer for the future. There's a powerful cognitive bias called the present bias, where we often overvalue immediate rewards, like watching one more episode, and undervalue the future consequences of that. It's part of the reason why we're going to skip a workout today, but then feel frustrated and tired as our energy levels drain days or even a week later. So consider this a gentle nudge to check in on your own energy bank account and see what small adjustments done today can start to compound over time. You don't need to overhaul your life. Just pick an area and give it a little focus. Hydrate just a little bit more. Sleep a little bit earlier and stretch when your body whispers instead of waiting for it to scream. These aren't luxuries. They're your equity. And when you protect your energy, everything else gets better returns. Small daily actions may not feel monumental, but they are momentum. And that's how we build the wealth of health, one small deposit at a time. And that's also how we take care to take good care today and tomorrow.
Thanks for listening. You can find a lot more like this by following me on LinkedIn or going to unlockthebrain.com and joining the mailing list. And if you found value in this podcast, please take a moment to rate or comment. Thanks so much. And now let's go do fewer things better.